die is cast and there will be no turning back. In 2 weeks' time, Judge Fiona de Penoir will hand down judgment on the case of defamation brought by Pastor Alf Lukau against Solomon Ashom Isang in 2019. Alf is suing Solomon for defamation in the infamous Elliot's resurrection saga in 2019, where the Nigerian labeled the Congolese as fake and the resurrection a phony. The resurrection brought the world to a standstill. Some who were there told their story of how it was staged.
For example, the Elliot resurrection stunt that was pulled by Alf Lukau, that was very fake. It was not a miracle. It was not a miracle. The guy was paid. The guy was paid money to come and act. It was not the first time he was coming to act in A9. It was actually his second time. The first time he came to act, he was sitting on a wheelchair and the acting was good. They decided to bring him back so that he can do something bigger.
Since then, Pastor Alf Lukau and Solomon have been on a collision course. Solomon alleges that Alf's ultimate aim is to see him behind bars.
But his ultimate goal is for me to go to prison. That's what he said. He was going to teach me a lesson. I have the evidence of that. Because obviously, like I told you, Alf Lukau mandate that he told a pastor is, I must take Solomon to jail. I'm not afraid of going to prison. If that's the price that I have to pay, I'll pay that price. Actually, if you give me the options of paying Alf Lukau money instead of going to jail, I'll pick going to jail.
Recently, costs of the legal tussle was borne by the unemployed Nigerian who had to settle the cost or risk a sheriff in his house. In his Facebook page, Solomon maintains that Alf, who is now resident in France, is not a man of God if he were to go to prison as many times. Quote, "Fact is, Alf is not a man of God, and even if I go to prison 10 times, I will say the same thing when I come out. As Christians, we shouldn't be afraid of anything." Unquote. Solomon, who claims he had been preparing his family since 2017 in an unlikely situation of going to jail, says he is prepared to serve jail term for the sake of the truth.
I believe in my truth. I believe what I had said against him was not defamation. And now he's saying it's defamation because it's contempt of court. So after the whole resurrection drama with Elliot happened, I wrote certain things which I felt it was not defamatory. Some of them was on him. I did an interview on radio. They called me and said, "Solomon, you've been having this issue with Lukau for some time. Tell us about it." You know, I told them, even when I went on YouTube, some YouTube for Seventh-day Adventist Church, they had a program. I said the same thing. I said, but a lot of these things are still allegations because they've never been proven in court yet. So now he felt I defamed him, so he took me to court. So, I mean, I've said this over and over before, so I don't want to bore you. Between Alf Lukau and myself, he knows the truth about what I stand for, what I stand for.
If found guilty, Solomon could pay hefty figures to Lukau through some attorneys representing the Congolese. On the other hand, Solomon could be compensated handsomely should Lukau lose the case.